This is Desmond Butts, Gyro CFI and President of Texas AutoGyro and Light Sport. In this segment, we are going to discuss ground rotor handling. To help illustrate this, first we're going to release the rotor head by disengaging the rotor lock. Different gyros have different rotor locks. On the Mto Sport, it is air actuated, and on other rotorcraft, there is either a handbrake lock or other means to lock the rotor head so that the rotor does not hit the tail during standard procedures and taxiing unless it is necessary to do so for an inspection or cleaning of the rotor. As you can clearly see, with the rotor head unlocked in flight position and the cyclic all the way to the rear, the rotor blade can definitely have a prop strike or strike the tail because it is unloaded and not coned. You can see the unloaded rotor in standard taxiing position from nose to tail. It is not a good idea to taxi with the rotor in the sideways position because of the control push rods in the cyclic. Wind can pick up one tip of the rotor blade and create stick pressure or almost rotor flap situations that can occur similar to the way the wind can lift a wing on a fixed wing plane. After unlocking the rotor head and engaging the pre-rotator, the rotor needs to be spun up to a safe rotor handling RPM. Usually this is above 110 RPM. On the Mto Sport, I like to have it start at 150 to 200 RPM. This speed will vary depending upon the make and model of rotorcraft that you have. Safe rotor RPM allows the rotor blade to be loaded and coned, thus supporting most of the weight of the aircraft. You can tell because the tips of the rotor will be higher instead of sagging and droop like they are when they are not spinning. In this case, you'll notice that as the aircraft passes by, that the coned rotor is about 1 foot above the rear section of the tail and rudder. The idea is to maintain constant RPM of the rotor by the use of cyclic and power from the motor. This is slightly different when you're going upwind versus downwind. The basic thing you need to remember in rotor handling is that it varies dramatically between different models of gyroplanes. Learning good rotor handling skills can help expedite departure of busy airports and help prevent rotor flap situations during taxi. This is the end of this segment, and happy flying.